Ferris Benefit Group, Matthew Ferris of Ferris Benefit Group. We're excited to talk to you about life insurance in another video. This time, as I promised, we're going to be talking about more about permanent policies. We talked about how term policies work and how they're a great idea for people looking for an inexpensive way to get life insurance, especially for a certain period of time. But what happens if somebody wants a policy that they don't have to worry about it expiring at a certain point, or worry about the policy having to be renewed at a higher rate, right? So one of the options we're going to discuss is G.U.L, which stands for Guaranteed Universal Life. And in my opinion, Guaranteed Universal Life is kind of like a marriage between a term policy and a whole life insurance policy, which we'll talk about in another video. But it's a marriage of those two, because with the term side, it's a little bit less expensive than like a whole life insurance policy or like an IUL policy, which we'll discuss in another video as well. But it still offers a component of cash value. So it usually pays out interest as well at a lower interest rate. So one of the things about guaranteed life insurance policies is that as long as the premium is paid, the longest I've written a guaranteed universal life policy, a G.U.L policy, was for up to 120 years. So what that means is that when the person turns 120 years old, that's when the policy is going to expire. And I know that people's life expectancy is getting longer, but I think 120 years is pretty safe for that time period. So we talked about the idea of life insurance and why it's so important. The things you can use a G.U.L for is the same things with any other life insurance policy, is to pay off your debt, pay for burial and maybe cremation costs. Make sure that you replace a lost income. If you're gone, you're the breadwinner, you make sure that income's gonna be there, or that money's gonna be there to take care of your family, the ones you care about. And then also provide an inheritance for the next generation, people you want to make sure that has something to help them set up for their life that's going to be coming up in the future, and to help them reach their goals. And touching on that G.U.L policy again, it is a tad bit higher than term, and the reason why, because with life insurance, what they look at is something called a morbidity factor. And really what that is that what are the chances of you dying? So what the G.U.L policy does is that it does calculate that for the whole lifespan of a person. So you don't have to worry about your rate changing at any time, but you do have options. For example, you can put more money into the policy because you want to focus more on that cash value going up in the policy, that you can use that for various things later. In fact, I'm gonna touch on that on another video. Or you can have a lower premium because you just want to focus on the death benefit. So once again, with any type of these life insurance policies, whether it be term, G.U.L, or whatever, you want to talk to somebody who understands them and who can really look at your situation and circumstances to make the right recommendation. And at Ferris Benefit Group, we can do that. And as always, the consultation is free.